Hey guys, welcome to Jack's Beautiful You. My name's Jackie. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, we mostly talk about perfumes. Today's video, we're going to be talking about Middle Eastern fragrances. I feel like lots of people are excited about Middle Eastern perfumes because a lot of times they are the more affordable option, and a lot of times they smell similar to more high-end expensive fragrances. So if you can get the same thing but more affordable, hey, bonus, right? So I have been on a little journey, a Middle Eastern perfume journey, if you will. Of course, these are just my opinions, but I have tried so many Middle Eastern fragrances, and there are some that are just not good. And then there are some that are just okay. And then there are some that are really, really good, affordable gems. Now, the ones that are just okay, I feel like sometimes they get hyped up and then you buy them and it's like, yeah, this is nice and yes, it's affordable. But after you've bought 3, 4, 5 just okay ones that are more affordable, you've spent actually quite a bit of money and you could have just saved up to buy one that you actually really like. You know what I mean? So I feel like it can be very difficult to navigate your way through the Middle Eastern fragrance world and find out which ones are actually worth the hype. And in my humble opinion, the ones that I have for you today are actually good and worth the hype. So if you're interested to see what they are, then just keep on watching. All right, the first one I have for you today is actually just an honorable mention. It's just an honorable mention because I can't personally wear it because it is very, very masculine. This was actually sent to me by the brand in PR. This is by Afnan, and this is Supremacy Not Only Intense. And, ooh, it's very reflective. You can see every fingerprint. I actually like the bottle, but you know, you can see your fingerprints. So this perfume is definitely male leaning. So this is for the guys out there, and this is also for the women out there who like masculine leaning scents. This is not for me, but I recognize that this is still really, really good quality and it smells really nice on my husband. So I actually did pass this along to my husband and he does reach for it. He does like it. He does wear it. One thing he said is that it is eternal, and it is on him. I can smell this on him all day. It lasts forever. The performance is fantastic and the quality is really good. It smells super sexy on my husband. There's some fruity notes in the opening, and then you've got oak moss, patchouli, lavender, ambergris, musk, and saffron in this fragrance. This perfume reminds me a lot of Creed Aventus. A lot. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but when I smell this, that's the first thing I think of. Right along the same lines as Creed Aventus. So if you like Creed Aventus, but you don't want to spend the money on it, check this one out. Again, it's not a one-to-one dupe, but it's similar. So this is by Afnan, Supremacy Not Only Intense. So this next one I think is available right around the $50, $40-ish mark. This is by Swiss Arabian, and this is Shaghaf Oud Tonka. And I recently featured this in a haul video, but I've had time since then to really play with it and have a couple more wears, and I have to say it's impressed me enough to make it into this video. This smells a lot like BDK's Velvet Tonka, but there's differences. It's not exactly the same. So for me, I feel like they're different enough to justify having both. I love Velvet Tonka, but I really have been enjoying this one as well. So if you like that scent profile, but you don't want to buy BDK's Velvet Tonka, you don't want to shell out the money for that, this is a very good alternative, and the performance on this is really good. This lasts all day. This is way better performance than Velvet Tonka. I really don't have a problem with Velvet Tonka. It's moderate, but this is a lot stronger. I slightly prefer the scent of Velvet Tonka over this one, but honestly, this is really, really good too. So I get this really almondy, kind of amaretto feel to the fragrance. Yeah, and then there's rose in here, which does the same thing to my nose and my nostrils. It translates the same way as BDK's Velvet Tonka. The rose and the almond together gives me cherry blossom vibes that feel very, very nostalgic. There's also some cinnamon in here. And then the main difference for me in this fragrance is I definitely get the amberwood in the base. There's no amberwood in Velvet Tonka, so keep that in mind. Some people say they smell oud in here. I do not, but I do get amberwood. So the performance of this is fantastic. The scent is fantastic. The bottle is really pretty. I love this color bottle, and everything about this fragrance I highly recommend. So yes, the hype on this one is real. I do highly recommend this one. I think it's good quality. So that is by Swiss Arabian Shaghaf Oud Tonka. All right, up next we have another one by Afnan. Now this one was not sent to me by Afnan. This one I actually paid for it with my own money. I've been telling you guys about this one for a while. I've been super impressed with this. This is Afnan's Fleur Bouquet. And this one is beautiful, you guys. The quality of this is so good, and I think I paid around $30. You can get this for around the $30 mark. It is so good. This is one I'm super excited to wear. I think this is a beautiful springtime scent, so this one will probably be going on my tray for April because I'm really excited to wear it. It just fits the springtime perfectly. So this is florals, a lot of fruitiness. It's a fruity, floral, musky fragrance. It definitely reminds me of Ex Nihilo's Fleur Narcotique. It smells similar, but I'd say this is sweeter. But yeah, it's similar. It's not exactly the same. Again, this is not a one-to-one dupe, but if you like Ex Nihilo's Fleur Narcotique, there's a really good chance you're gonna like this. I mean, the price point is absolutely night and day between the two fragrances. So this one is just, I don't know why more people don't talk about this, honestly, because I think it is so good. I love sweet, fruity, floral, musky fragrances. The musk in here is like a clean musk. It's not a screechy, scratchy musk. To me, this just is top quality. I really like the bottle. It's glass. I feel like it has a nice bottle. It's really pretty. And this perfume made my husband's top 10. If you did not see that video, I'll leave it in the description box where he goes through and smells all of the perfumes in my collection and then picks out his top 10, and then he picks out his top 3. And this made his top 10 out of all of them. So very fantastic, high quality, beautiful smelling springtime fragrance that I highly recommend. So this is by Afnan Fleur Bouquet. All right, guys, up next we have one that I have told you guys about for a long time. I have loved this fragrance from the beginning of when I started collecting fragrances. It was one of the first fragrances I purchased, and it has stayed through multiple declutters. It has been one of my all-time favorites. This is by Swiss Arabian Casablanca. Now, this fragrance is powerful. It is powerful. You do not need a lot of sprays of this, just a couple of sprays, but this one I just love. It's so happy. It makes me smile because this one has apple and lots of caramel, and I love that combination. It definitely reminds me of Halloween for some reason. I think it's because of caramel apples, bobbing for apples. Lots of caramel reminds me of fall, you know, October, Halloween, candy, you know what I'm saying. Although this doesn't smell like candy to me, but it is very, very sweet. There's also grapes in the opening of this, but I really don't get that. I get a green apple with lots of caramel. However, this is not a full-on foodie gourmand. There are other notes in here that make this non-gourmand. It takes it out of the gourmand category. There's some suede in here, I believe. I think there's some woody notes in here. So don't think that this smells like a realistic caramel apple. It just smells like a caramel apple in a very perfume kind of way. And I absolutely love it. Again, this is beast mode. I remember one time trying to wear this to bed because I wanted a sweet, kind of comforting, gourmandish scent. I couldn't even sleep because it was so strong. Like, I will never wear this fragrance to bed again, but this is just so good. If you're looking for a beast of a fragrance, this is it. This is by Latafa, and this is Mohra Silky Rose. This one is so good, you guys. It is, okay, it's not groundbreaking. It's not going to blow your mind as in, whoa, you've never smelled anything like this before. No, it's not that. But the quality of this fragrance, the longevity of this fragrance, and how much I'm in the mood for this fragrance. I mean, this is spring in a bottle right here. If you want a springtime perfume and you don't want it to break the bank, this is it. This is good. I have worn this several times now since I've gotten it, and I have loved it so much. It is so pretty. It is just a very pretty girl scent. Again, it's not something that you are gonna just be blown away by how unique it is. You're not going to think it's a masterpiece, but if you like fragrances along the same lines as Dior's Absolutely Blooming or Blooming Bouquet, fragrances like that, this is the same quality as those designer fragrances in my opinion. I think it smells fantastic, and I bought this for How much did I buy this? $24.99 at Joma Shop. That's where I got this from. I mean, skip Absolutely Blooming, skip Blooming Bouquet, and just buy this because it's fantastic. So you do have to like rose in order to like this. It's called Silky Rose, so I'm sure you figured that out. It's a light rose. It's a very light, girly, feminine rose. It's not a dense, you know, rose. Don't think atomic rose. It's not like that. It's not a dark rose. It's more of, I picture a pink rose. It's very, very girly. There's lychee in here, so it's definitely fruity. There's some pink pepper. There's some lily of the valley, so I do get a little bit of a clean feel to the fragrance. There's some vanilla. There's patchouli listed, but I really don't pick up a lot of patchouli. I just get a lot of this like musky, clean, musky dry down. If you like that scent profile, I highly recommend checking this one out. It will not break the bank, and the performance is really good. It's not a beast. It's not meant to be a beast, but you're going to be able to smell it throughout the day. I definitely get wafts of it throughout the day. This is by Lattafa Mohra Silky Rose. All right, this next one I also paid under $30 for. I've been telling you guys about this one for a while. No one's going to be surprised about this one. This is excellent. I did pay for this with my own money. This one was not sent to me by Afnan. This is Afnan's Modest Dew. You guys, what is going on with this fragrance? It is so good. I have been telling you guys about this one forever. This is so good. I think this was hyped up for a while when it first came out, and for good reason. This has amazing longevity, really good projection. It's sweet, it's fruity, it has strawberry, it has cherry, it has raspberry, but then it has some chocolate. It smells very similar to me like La Nuit Trésor by Lancôme, except it's not the same. I have La Nuit Trésor. I love La Nuit Trésor. This is different to my nose. It's different enough that I can justify having both, but I would say if you like La Nuit Trésor, you are going to like this. It's that similar DNA. It's just not as deep in the base, in my opinion. This one just doesn't have quite the depth. I feel like this one's a little lighter, a little bit more playful. I could get away with wearing this in the spring, whereas La Nuit Trésor feels very fall-winter to me. And I actually thought this was a really good Valentine's Day scent because it's very fruity. It's got cherry and strawberry and raspberry and all that stuff, and then it does have a dark chocolate note in here, which kind of makes me feel, you know, chocolate covered strawberries, makes me think of Valentine's Day. The packaging that it came in was also pretty decent for something that I paid $30 for, and the bottle is really sturdy. The bottle is glass. It looks nice. This is a 10 out of 10 fragrance. Just an amazing, affordable gem in my opinion. So this is by Afnan, Modest Dew. Okay, I have one more by Afnan. This one was sent to me in PR. This is 9 p.m. Pour Femme. And this one, when I first got it, I was kind of confused. It reminded me of a couple of different perfumes. And I still kind of feel that way. When I first smelled it, I thought Atomic Rose by Initio, except not really. That's just what I thought of. This is not Atomic Rose, but it kind of smells like Atomic Rose in a way. If you took Atomic Rose and you made it a lot more playful, less serious, the rose not as deep, and added that in, like a lighter, sweeter, more playful Atomic Rose, and then mixed in a lot of iris, kind of like My Way's Pour Femme, how that one is very iris forward, that's what you get in this fragrance. This is kind of a combination between those two scents. This is really good. I really like this one. I think that this is beautiful. So I highly recommend. The performance is really good on this one as well. If you like fragrances like Atomic Rose, but you want something that's a little less serious, if you like irisy and rose perfumes together, this is a really great one. And it is available right now on Joma Shop for $24.99. So, I mean, this is a 100 ml bottle for less than 30 bucks. And it smells fantastic. This does have raspberry in it as well, and I do feel like I pick up on the raspberry as well. So again, it's definitely not a spot-on dupe for Atomic Rose. Not even close, but I still think of Atomic Rose when I smell it. So that's by Afnan, 9 p.m. Pour Femme. All right, this next one is by Rasasi, and this is Qasamat Ebhar. And this one, a lot of people compare to Casablanca by Swiss Arabian, and I get where they're coming from on this one because it does smell a lot like Casablanca. There's definitely an apple note in here that I pick up on. Yeah, so opening, you have green apple and lemon, and the green apple is very similar in here as it is to Casablanca. The difference to me in this fragrance, yes, it is similar to Casablanca to my nose, however, they differ drastically in the dry down. So Casablanca, I definitely pick up caramel. It is apple, green apple and caramel big time, but it also has non-gourmand notes like suede and other like woody notes, stuff like that. This one has a very distinctive vanilla dry down. This is a lot more vanilla forward than Casablanca. And I don't believe there's caramel in here. No, there's green apple, lemon in the opening, orris root, damask rose, jasmine, lotus, and then in the base you have vanilla, praline, tonka bean, and musk. Lots and lots of that vanilla and tonka bean in here. No caramel like you get in Casablanca. So if you like Casablanca, but you are looking for a more vanillic version of that scent profile, this is definitely it. This has a lot of vanilla and it's beautiful. So yes, I can definitely see how both of these would be similar to a lot of people, but I do not think they're dupes. And I think that this one is different enough that I can justify having both. Plus, I really enjoy this scent profile, so having more than one kind of version of this scent profile is just fine with me. I really love vanilla, and I think this is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. This is by Rasasi Qasamat Ebhar. All right, up next we have one by Paris Corner. This is Kahar Pistachio, and this one is not to be mistaken with the original Kahar, but there's one that is just Kahar, and then there's Kahar Pistachio. The Kahar Pistachio is the one that is hyped, and for good reason. This is phenomenal in my opinion. I love this one. I would say, ooh, I'm going to put myself in a tight spot here. Out of all the ones that I am the most impressed with, this is up there. I don't know if it's the one I'm the most impressed with, but this is knocked my socks off good. Okay, and this one did not need to have time to sit. Sometimes they need to have time to sit and settle and oxidize, but this one did not. This was amazing right off the bat. This is so good. Now, does this smell similar to Yum Pistachio Gelato? Yes, in my opinion, it really does. This still has that clean feeling, like Lily of the Valley clean feel smell to it that I got from Yum Pistachio, but then it has a lot of the gourmand notes. It has a lot of the pistachio, cotton candy, all the yummy gourmand notes that I didn't get in Yum until I gave it time to sit. Yum needed time to sit and it got stronger with time, and then some of those gourmand notes came out more and more as the perfume sat. This one is already there. This one has amazing performance on me, no issues with that whatsoever. This one lasts on me all day, and yeah, it's just amazing. And I have to say the gourmand notes are even more prominent in this version than in Yum. This is even better. In my opinion, the gourmand notes are just so prominent. But make no mistake, there is a clean feel to the fragrance in the opening, just like in Yum. This is not different in that area. You know what I mean? Yes, the gourmand notes are stronger, they're more prominent, they come forward more on me, but there is still a cleanness to the fragrance, like a florally and clean feel to the fragrance as well. This one wins. I prefer this over Yum, and I cannot recommend this enough. So this is by Paris Corner, Kahar Pistachio. All right, these next two fragrances are less affordable. These are actually niche, but they're Middle Eastern niche. So they're more affordable than most niche fragrances, but they're not quite on the same level as the rest of these. Most of the fragrances I've talked about so far are like $20, $30, $40, $50. These are more in the $100 range, especially if you get a new one. I think a new release from this house is around $135, but then the older releases you can usually get at discounted sites for under $100, right there in that price range, $90 to $100. So no, these are not exactly what I would consider affordable, but they're affordable niche. Because niche perfumes are expensive. I mean, there are some niche perfumes out there that are $200, $300, $400. So in the grand scheme of things, these are more on the affordable side. Hopefully that makes sense. So the first one is by Attar Collection, and this is Crystal Love for Her. This fragrance is one of my all-time favorites. I love this one. I've been telling you guys about this one for a while now. This is beautiful. This is such a delicious vanilla fragrance. So the top, you have some fruits and some rose. I don't really get rose, but I get some fruitiness. I wouldn't be able to pinpoint a specific fruit. It just kind of smells fruity sweet. And then you have milk chocolate and nutmeg in the mid and some musk. I love the chocolatey nutmeg feel in the fragrance. It's so, so good. Excellent performance. And like I said, for a niche perfume, It's really not that expensive. I know I paid under $100 for this fragrance, and it is a 100 ml bottle. So yeah, if you're a niche person and you want a really good quality vanilla, this is definitely it. That won't break the bank for your little niche heart. Niche perfumes are so expensive, but designer perfumes are getting up there too. Some of the designer perfumes I've been looking at, I'm like, whoa, that is expensive for, I mean, they're getting up there. This is less than some designer fragrances out there. So beautiful, beautiful in my opinion. The next one is also by a Tarte collection, and this is Khaltat Night. I have talked to you guys about this one so much. And I'm looking actually at Joma Shop right now. It's on sale for $74.99. $74.99. Okay, no, not the most affordable thing in the world, but for niche, that is really good. And this is so worth it. This makes me crave fall every time I smell this. This is fall in a bottle. This did make my husband's top 10. Did this make his top 3? I don't know. My husband loves this fragrance on me though. Now, here's the thing. You have to love cinnamon. You have to love cinnamon because this is cinnamon forward. This is cherry, red apple, vanilla, patchouli, and white musk. I definitely get the cinnamon, I definitely get the cherry and the apple. And then I get a dark Middle Eastern base, which I'm assuming is the way that the patchouli and the musk mix together. I actually had a waitress tell me that I smelled so good that I smelled like fall when I wore this fragrance. Fall had just started, it was getting cooler. I went out to lunch with my husband and the waitress came up to me, she's like, you smell amazing, you smell like fall. She never did ask me what I was wearing. I thought that was kind of weird. She never inquired about what I was wearing, she just told me I smelled good. And she wasn't wrong, because I did smell good. Because this is amazing. I feel like this is perfectly unisex. Really anyone can wear this. Definitely recommend this one. This is such a good one. This is by a Tarte collection, Khaltat Night. Alright you guys, that's it for today's video. Those are my favorite Middle Eastern scents in my collection, ones that I recommend to you, and ones that have survived multiple declutters, and I feel like I would reach for these just as much as I would reach for any of my higher end fragrances. Of course, let me know what you think. Have you tried these fragrances and what are your opinions on them? Let me know in the comment section. I love to hear from you guys. And if you guys have any suggestions for me for Middle Eastern fragrances that you think are actually worth the hype, let me know that as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you did find this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope everybody is having an amazing day, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.